The landmark summit between South Korea and Japan comes at a time of increasing regional challenges for both nations. Just a couple of hours before Yoon Suk-yeol departed on the first bilateral visit by a serving South Korean president to Japan in 12 years, North Korea launched a long-range missile in the same direction. The weapon was confirmed as an intercontinental ballistic missile of the kind North Korea has been developing and showing off at military parades in the past couple of years. Video released by the Japanese Air Force shows what seems to be a missile coming down after re-entry into the atmosphere. The launch comes in a week that marks the start of annual military drills between South Korean and US forces that will include large-scale field exercises. Washington wants to see closer relations between its two East Asian allies, not only as a counter to North Korean threats and the growing military might of China, but also to maintain a technological edge in the production of strategically important semiconductors.
We have confirmed the importance of vigorously promoting security cooperation between Japan, South Korea and the United States.
Japan announced it's lifting export curbs on materials needed for high-tech manufacturing imposed during the recent spat with South Korea.
President Yoon is trying to restore ties that have soured considerably in recent years. But in South Korea, it's a highly controversial move. Relations have been scarred by decades of colonial rule from Tokyo during the last century, which culminated in atrocities committed by Japanese troops in World War II.
Weekly protests are still held against the enforced use of so-called comfort women in military brothels. And Yoon has proposed settling the issue of Koreans forced to work in wartime factories by compensating victims from a voluntary fund instead of fining the Japanese companies involved. A bold offer seeming to prove Yoon's sincerity in strengthening ties.
앞으로도 우리 두 정상은
Going forward, we will continue to actively communicate and cooperate through shuttle diplomacy, meeting as often as necessary, regardless of formality.
But opponents back in South Korea accuse him of a diplomatic climb down in this deeply troubled relationship. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Seoul.